channel. How's everybody doing? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time you guys are watching this. Hi. So I'm back with another video on my series called Let's Talk About the Bullsh, and it's based off of my book, and I actually just did my chapter 1, so if you have not seen it, go check that out. Go check out chapter 1 if you have not seen that. Just, stop here, go see chapter 1 first. Okay, so for everybody else who saw chapter 1 already, welcome back. This is chapter 2, and this chapter was more on the lines of cutting out the partying as much and getting a little bit more focused. And we're just gonna jump right into it because no need to mumble. So like I said, the second chapter is work hard, party, work hard again. And it was basically based off of around, I want to say like 23, 25 years old. I'm gonna take my glasses off because the glare is just not doing it for me. But yeah, anyway, so it was based off of 23 to 25 years old. I was, I think, still in school, and I had been working a retail job. Went from a retail job to administration, and I was still waiting on NYPD. So like as I said in my last video, NYPD, I took that test, I want to say at 19, 20 years old, and I was still waiting. So around this time I was about like 23, 24, 25. So around those 3 years is when this part normally or just took place. I just got my first car sometime around then, and it was my Honda Civic, a white Honda Civic. I loved it. It was so cute, so nice. It worked for me because it was just, something simple. The gas was amazing, only $25, if that, maybe $30 to fill it up. I was good. And the only good part too was at the time that I got it, I was still working in the city, so I wasn't really using the car that often. So I was just driving really up in the Bronx whenever I wanted to do some errands, or if me and my friends went out. That's really the only time that I was using the car. So never really used it as much as I use my car now. But yeah, I just got my Civic, I just got my Honda, and I was really just enjoying it. And I think I was just enjoying my time hanging out, like I said, and going to lounges and bars and parties and everything, because in my mind I was like, okay, NYPD is gonna happen, I'm gonna get this, and I'm gonna start my career, and that's where it will go. I got 2 degrees. So 1 degree I have in criminal justice corrections, and then another one was criminal justice institutional practice and theory. So I have 2 degrees, and I was really just trying to use those degrees as I maneuvered my way into the system and trying to figure out where to position myself. I didn't think about going to forensics. I didn't think about doing cybersecurity. I didn't think about doing anything like that because I really didn't. I thought about homicide, but it really just didn't it didn't click with me. I really didn't know. I just knew that that's kind of where I wanted to start off at. And there's nothing wrong with it, but at the same time, I didn't need a degree to do that either. I think now you do, though. I think now they want an associate's or a bachelor's degree, I think now, or some type of college credit they want now. But I don't know if that was the same case a few years ago. It may have been, I don't remember. But so I did all of that. I did everything, and I was just waiting, really. So working these small jobs was nothing to me. It was like, okay, fine, I'll work these small jobs and just wait around for what I considered to be the stepping stone into my career. I really just, and that was just me basically figuring it out. That was just where I saw it. And I remember my parents kept asking me too, like, okay, so what are you gonna do with this degree? Okay, so what are you gonna do? Okay, so what are you gonna do? Okay, so what are you gonna do? And I think at that time, a lot of not only my friends but also people that I knew of were heading into their career path as well. And we're also, I mean, those are only the people that I know that were definitely, you know, for sure trying to be doctors or lawyers or something of that nature. Other people I knew didn't really know what they were doing either. They were went from hairdressers to real estate agents to, like, you know, basically trying to figure out. And I think what made it even harder, which I'll talk about in later chapters, but what I will hint on, I think what made it even harder was the fact that my generation had just been introduced to social media and to being able to make money off of social media and seeing like, oh shit, like I can make a life out of this, and not necessarily having to go the route of where our parents have taught us to go. But we still had the idea of, oh no, this is the route. We're gonna just get the 9 to 5 and do what we are supposed to do. So for the most part, I feel like a lot of people who are my age around that time, 23, 24, 25, kind of had an idea of where they were going, and if they didn't, they were almost there. If you could say that, they were almost there. So yeah, around that time too, I was I think I said it, but I was finishing my second degree, and I was trying to maneuver my way through college. Like, school for me was never easy. I can listen to everything the teacher was saying, to everything the professor was saying, and when I got to the test, for whatever reason, everything that I studied just vanished, like, out of my head. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I know I just studied all of this. I gave like as much effort and as much time to making sure I get it, but when the test came, right over my head, completely forgot exactly what it is that I just studied. And it was very difficult. I mean, it would take me the entire time to finish. Like, so if the test was like an hour, I took 58 minutes. And it was just very, very difficult. And I always vowed and told myself I'm never going back, because I just couldn't find a way to maneuver around that. Like, I didn't know if it was ADHD. I didn't know if it was anxiety. Now I know exactly. Yes, it was anxiety. Getting very anxious when, like, my hands would sweat, my feet would sweat. Like, I would just get so nervous. And what made it even worse is that when people were finished and would have to walk up and hand in their test, or would just walk and get out the class, that made me even more anxious. So I could not maneuver through school. Although I did it and I passed, it was very, very difficult. Like, I didn't like it. Like, I did not like it. And you know what people say, like, school's not for everybody. Yeah, I think I was that person who was like, yeah, school was not for everybody. But I also didn't know what else I wanted to do. I had no real idea besides saying, okay, NYPD was going to be it, because I had made up my mind. Like, I was just like, okay, I went from wanting to be a dentist to wanting to be in business to wanting to, what did I want to do? Hospitality, hotel management. That's what I wanted to do. I went to hotel management, and then I went back to business, and then I found criminal justice. How I found that, I don't even know. I think I was just watching too much Law and Order. Maybe that was it. But yeah, I tried it all, and I was just like, okay, criminal justice will be it, and let's just take the NYPD test and let's just see what happens. And it didn't happen. As we can all see, it did not happen. I made it right to the end, and then it was just one question. I don't even remember the question, because now it has been 5 going on 6 years now since that time. So at the time that I did get called was 25, and I think I was 25, 26 when I got called, and the process was very quick, like very, very fast. But it was just one question face to face with the psychiatrist that I guess I had messed up on, or I didn't answer right, and he was like, sorry. And I was devastated. Like, I was so upset. And my parents were telling me, like, listen, you've done everything. You did everything that you could possibly do. Everything that they asked to see, you gave. And what else could you do about it? I was crushed, though. I was literally crushed. Like, I didn't know. So now what am I going to do? So what am I going to do now? Like, I really had no backup plan. I had no idea where else I was going to go. And I think that's what made me probably party even harder, because I was just so angry and I was just so annoyed and so upset. And when I say party, I don't mean like I wasn't doing drugs or anything like that, but I was just going out. I was going out more again. After I said, yeah, no, I'm done, I ended up going out some more. I was still working my administration job, and then I went to no, I didn't go to retail. I went to TSA, and we won't touch on that. That's a whole nother video for a very long time. We're not going to touch on that. And I just really, those 3 years is when I think I didn't fall into a deep depression, but I was just very upset. Like, I was just very, very annoyed because I didn't know where else I was gonna go. I didn't know what else to do. So it was hard. Those years was definitely hard. So yeah, I really just didn't know. And I was, looking back at it now, I was hurt. I was angry. I was mad as hell. Because I didn't know what else to do. I literally had to pick myself back up and figure out what it is I wanted to do. And I think that's when a lot of like my indecisiveness came in and started, was around that time. Because I just was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. Okay, I'm gonna do that. All right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this. Just anything to make it seem like, okay, let me do something with my life. I don't want to just not do nothing. I have to find something that I'm good at, that's going to give me money, and that's going to be legit for me, and something that I'm happy with. And I just kind of gave partying and hanging out more attention than I did finding where it is I needed to be at in life. And I think it's because I was just so upset about not getting into something that I thought I would legit get into. And I wasn't, and I won't say, like, again, like I wasn't in a deep depression, because I took other tests. Like, I took the court officer test, I took state troop, I took a bunch of other tests. So it wasn't like I was like, oh my God, like, oh, I felt like so defeated type shit. But I was definitely upset. I was definitely annoyed and frustrated with this whole situation of what happened. But again, I think I did give more of my attention to other things than I did trying to find my way into where it is I wanted to go. And I was very indecisive as to what I wanted to do, because I just didn't know. I had to start all over again. So it was difficult. It was difficult. But you live, you learn. You learn things that you know, again, I always say, like, have backups. My parents always tell me just have a backup plan. And yes, you always want the first plan to be the plan. And for a lot of people, it works out that way. But for others, it doesn't. And it doesn't make you less than. It doesn't make you, what's the word? It doesn't make you less than. It also doesn't make you inferior to anybody else. You just have to figure it out. It's going to take you a little bit longer to figure it out. And there is no set time limit. And again, hinting back on the world that we're in today in 2022, this is our one way to make a good living and to, you know, be your authentic self, and also do something that you love to do, which I do. And, you know, like I said, on social media, there's so many different paths for people to take nowadays, and to do something with yourself rather than just doing a 9 to 5. And I felt like my generation, millennials, we are stuck in, do we go this way, do we go that way, do we pick this, do we pick that, like which one do we pick? And I think that just makes shedding here that just makes it a little bit more difficult to choose which path it is you want to do. You want to do something that you love, but you also want to do something that is the right way. So yeah, that was my 23 to 25 span. It was a learning lesson for sure. A lot of spending recklessly, like spending money that I didn't need to be spending. Shopping out the ass. I was shopping a lot, and I took trips, not that many. I think I took maybe 1 or 2. I don't know. I don't want to say that I probably took more than that, but I just really wasn't giving, like I said, my full attention to where am I going in life? What am I doing? And I gave it more to socializing and to having fun, and not really buckling down into what it is that I wanted to do. And I feel like anybody who's watching this, who's at that age, 23, 24, 25, you got to kind of figure it out. This is the time that you have to now just kind of have an idea, at least. Like, okay, is this what I want to do, or is that what I want to do? And really just do something that you absolutely love, that you absolutely have a passion for, but also have a backup plan just in case. Everybody likes to sit here and say, oh, well, no, there should never be a backup plan. The first plan should always work. And again, sometimes it doesn't always work. Sometimes the universe finds its way into your life, and God finds his way into your life and says, no, that's not about to happen. Sorry. Pick something else. And that it happens. Like, it literally happens. And I don't feel like that's said enough. People put this pressure on the one thing that has to happen. And if you put the effort and you put the time in, yes, it will happen. And I'm learning that now. Like, I always knew it, but really putting my words to my actions, I'm doing that now, and giving myself patience and giving myself time to let things evolve and get to where it is I want it to be. But figure out first where it is you're trying to go. And get a job. Like, you don't have to be there forever. You don't. A lot of these jobs don't give a damn about you. They don't. But to have some type of money coming in, even if it's not working at a job, if you're gonna do TikTok, you're gonna do YouTube, you're gonna do Instagram, put your all into it, but also be happy with what you're doing. Don't do it just because you see this one do it and you see that one doing it. Oh, it's good for money and it's good for this. Don't do that, because when you do something that you love, the money will come. Once you find something that you're really happy about, you're really excited about, the money will get there. It will come. It will happen. But you just have to love what you're doing first. But even if you haven't found that idea yet, and you're just sitting in the house and running up your parents' electricity bill and eating everything out of the refrigerator, get something to bring some money in to keep you busy until you find where it is you want to go. That's just my little advice. And it doesn't have to be your last stop either. Like I said, I'm 30 redoing it all, because my 20s was a party. It was. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Please like, share with your mom, your cousin, your sister, your brother, your uncle, everybody. And give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you can comment on the bottom. Let me know your side of the story. Let me know what happened with you. If you're in your 20s or your early 20s and you're still figuring it out, ask some questions. I'll answer them. And if you are over the age of 30 or in your 30s, you can also talk about what it is you did. How was it back then? Because for my parents, it was completely different. For my grandparents, it was completely different. You know, even for my older cousins who are in their 40s, it was different for them too. So I feel like every generation just had it differently. But share, what was your experience like? You know, what happened with you guys? So I love you guys for watching. Thank you. Be patient with yourself. Bye.
Boom.